Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to our channel, and welcome back to day 9 of the 12 days of content in this series, where I basically upload a video every day for 12 days leading up to Christmas. You can check out my last video that I upload by clicking the card right here, or here, I don't really know. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about college, and specifically why college is a scam that we are all for some reason okay with. This video is going to be really juicy. We're going to talk about the college experience and aesthetic, the scam that is the college education system, and finally we're going to get into the beautiful topic of debt. So if any of that is of interest to you, then keep on watching. And if you are new and enjoy a more quirky style to commentary videos, then definitely subscribe for more. Also, if you haven't already, follow me on my socials here at Imurgency. They're pretty popping over there. But without further ado, let's get into the actual video. Also, by the way, this video is sponsored by Skillshare. So everyone always jokes about college being a scam. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm not sure if they're actually joking or if they're being serious. But college is actually a scam. And for some reason, as a society, we're just like all okay with it. For some reason, we can all agree about scams like pyramid schemes or Gabby DiMartino's OnlyFans. But for whatever reason, when it comes to college, we're all just like, and that just really doesn't make sense to me, because of all things, if you really think about it, the college system is a scam. First and foremost, let's talk about the most important thing about college: the lack of sleep and alcohol issues. I mean, the education. Each college really prides itself on its world-renowned education and constantly prices itself differently because it just has like that real elite education system that you won't get anywhere else. When in reality, in most cases, every school is pretty much teaching the same thing. Like, of course, there's gonna be like variants depending on like the school, like on really niche topics, but like generally for most majors, they are teaching you the same thing because people need to know like the same thing to get jobs, you know? Because that's kind of how that works. Like, you have the same set of base knowledge going into a job so that you can do the job. So it really doesn't make sense why colleges will try and like sway you one way or the other, being like, our education is better. No, our education is better. Like, it's the same regardless. And if you want to bring up the argument about like, it's about the prestige and the experience and the vibes, like, that's a whole scam too. That's a whole fabrication. Like, I personally think like the whole concept of like college prestige is stupid and elitist. Like I said, you're getting the same education regardless, just because you're able to say that like, I went to Harvard, I went to Stanford. Like, that's good on you, but that does not mean that you should be treated as like better than someone who got a degree at a state school. Like, once again, you're learning the same things, the flavor of your education just might be a little different. It doesn't make someone better or worse than another person, or smarter or dumber, because I can promise you there are smart people in state schools just like there are smart people in private elite schools. And there sure are, I hate to use the word, but dumb people in state schools just like there are dumb people in those high prestigious elite schools. Someone who I think does a really great job about talking about the college experience is Amanda Mariana. If you don't know who she is, you're really missing out, because she makes some great commentary. And in that video, she talks about the college experience and whether you're really getting what you're paying for. So I definitely recommend you check out that video after you finish this one. But the whole notion of a college experience is a scam too. The college experience is something that was fabricated by someone and then popularized, and people are willing to spend so much money on it. It just really doesn't make sense. And it really brings up the question, like, are you paying for the college experience or are you paying for the education? Because if you're paying for the education, it should be a similar price across all schools. But there also is the argument that you're paying a different price based on the experience that you're getting and the location that you're in. And if that's the case, explain this to me. Why are people paying the same price or sometimes even more for their tuition now if everyone's online and not on campus getting the college experience? Then you're just paying for the education. For my school, they give us a 10% discount on the tuition, which is like fine. But does that mean that the college experience is only 10% of like the cost of school? Like, you know what I mean? It just like doesn't really make a ton of sense. But enough about scams. One thing that is definitely not a scam is the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where you can take classes in literally anything you want, whether that be something to enhance current passions or to start new ones. They have a wide variety of classes in things like art, photography, filmmaking, and much more. Basically, if you can think it, they probably have it. Now, if you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I love Skillshare and I've been trying to take new classes every month in different subjects. This month I've been taking Daniel Scott's advanced Photoshop classes to really up my Photoshop game, to make some better thumbnails for videos. I've been working with Skillshare for a while, and they've hooked us up again with another promo. The first 1,000 of you that click the link in my description or in the pinned comment down below will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. And that's a great deal going into the holiday season to possibly learn something new or give a gift to someone else so they can learn something new. So thank you, Skillshare, so much for sponsoring this video. With that aside, let's get back into the scam that is college. Another thing that I want to point out that is a little bit weird about college and the college experience in general is that it feels like when they're marketing it to you, like when you're in high school and they're really trying to get you into their school, they make the school sound like they actually really care about you. When you're going through the application process, it seems like your school is like really there for you, but then when you actually get there and after like your first year, it just really feels like the school stops caring about you as a student. Now, I may admit this may be school specific, and this is coming from my personal experience and the experiences from those around me, but it really feels like after you're like in the college system that things just sort of go downhill until you graduate. Of course, there's like ups and downs, but it feels like generally as you get further and further into like the college system, the quality of professors starts to vary more and more. Like you may have some really great professors, but at the same time, you're going to have a lot of really not so great professors, which is like fine, but like for schools that really pride themselves on having like great student-teacher connections, really emphasizing the connections of professors and students and the class sizes when you're applying to schools, it just seems sort of distasteful when you actually get there and you actually get into the classes that they were describing and the professors are less than helpful. And I feel like it's easy at times to really feel like your school doesn't want to see you succeed, and which is kind of like a bold and tough thing to say because a lot of times your school should and does, but I know for a section of people that is not always true. Finally, we're gonna be talking about college debt, which I feel like is definitely one of the biggest factors in just like the college decision and why people primarily call college a scam is for how much you're paying for an education. So let's figure out a rough estimate of how much that is. So the average cost of tuition at a 4-year public school, we're gonna do out of state, tuition is about $27,000 a year. So if we go based on that estimate alone, not include things like room and board, extra class costs like lab fees, textbooks, and all that, we have about $108,000 that you're spending on university, which again is like the lower estimate. What's interesting is that the average salary of recent college graduates is only $50,000, roughly actually $51,000, which means that even if you spent your entire salary for a year on your college loans and tuitions, you'd only be halfway done. And again, we drastically underestimated the price of college, and feasibly no one can spend their entire salary on their tuition just because they need to live for an entire year and pay like rent, buy food, like, you know, just like live.
Now, while editing this, I realized that I didn't really talk about the other side, so I want to highlight that right now. Just give you like a comparison of like college versus non-college average salary. So while the average salary of a recent college graduate is around $50,000 or $51,000 a year, in comparison, the salary of someone who did not go to college and just graduated high school is around $30,000 a year. So there is a difference there. I guess my point is like, it doesn't really make sense for college to cost that much, because while the cost of college goes up every single year, the amount of salary that recent college graduates are making is not going up at the same amount. It just is not equivalent, which is like my main thing as to why college would be like a scam, if you go with that.
But yeah, that's that on that. That's all I'm gonna say on that for now. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think college is a scam? Yes or no? I wanna hear your opinions, so let me know down there. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like. And if you're new, make sure to subscribe for more content in the future. Also, before you go, make sure you follow me here on all my socials at Imurgency. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you Skillshare again for sponsoring this video. And I will see you again tomorrow for another video. Peace. So yeah, I'm going undercover as Black Santa to really expose the real Santa. Let's hop on Omegle, friends.
Hey. Santa? Santa? Is that you? Hello?
Damn, what the fuck? Black Santa?
Yeah. Have you seen Santa?
Yeah.
Where?
At the mall.
At the mall?
Oh yeah.
Was he doing anything like sus? Like, was he like answering letters
Yeah, he
or
was
something?
black.
I can't believe you've done this.